We'll begin with the first topic. What is the first topic? Activity-based costing. Activity-based costing. Before we start with activity-based costing, how cost is worked out, how the cost is worked out. Pay attention. For the purpose of calculating the cost, we classify the organization into production department, and let us assume there are service departments. Production department and which department? Service department. What production department will do? Manufacturing activity. Manufacturing activity. Let us assume we are making certain electrical components. Like let us assume we are manufacturing laptops. We are manufacturing what? Laptops. What department they will do? They will make parts. What do you mean by parts? Maybe the screen, maybe the keyboard, or maybe you can see the processor, motherboard, all those things. They make parts. Product, that is department B, deals with assembling. Department B deals with which one? Assembling. Department C deals with installing the software and testing. After the laptop parts are, manufactured, you assemble. Thereafter what? The software and testing will be done. These are all called as which department? Production department. Okay. Department B will not do any production work. Department B will not do any production work. They do service work. What service work? They maintain stores. What do you mean by stores? All the raw material will be stored. From the box that is used for packing, the cables, the chip or processor, or the display, everything will be there in which department? Stores department. Whenever it is required, it will be issued for production. Whenever it is required, it will be issued for. So the stores will store both raw material as well as spare parts. Raw material as well as what? Spare parts. Let us see product Q. It is a maintenance department. What is maintenance department? Cleaning and upkeeping the floors, materials, etc. and all. During cutting, carving, fixing, assembling, etc. and all, you can find a lot of spillovers will be there. Factory chumma, spillover, what they will do? They will clean, they will ensure that the production is organized properly. Every morning before the shift start, they will clean the machinery. Okay, so that is which department? Maintenance department. Product R, there is a department R is an electrical department. What is electrical department? Machines are used in making. Okay, there may be what? Some problems, repair happen in the cables or in the machine, etc. and all. Electrical department will take care of attending to all the works. Electrical department will take care of attending all the works. Then department, yes, let us assume it takes care of quality control. It takes care of what? Quality control and supervision. Okay, so how many departments are there totally? 7 departments are there. In that, what are production departments? A, B, C. What are service department? P, Q, R, S. What service department do? Do they do work on the product or do they help the production department? They help the production department. Okay. Now we can find direct cost will be there. What do you mean by direct cost? It can be material cost, it can be labor cost, it can be direct expenses or chargeable expenses. You can find direct cost will be there. Then you can find indirect cost also will be there. What do you mean by indirect cost? Common expenses applicable to all departments. Common expenses applicable to all the departments. So you will apportion. What do you mean by apportion? Share it. Example of sharing: rent based on floor area. Maybe departmental accounts or overhead chapter you have learned. Rent based on floor area. Tea, coffee, refreshment expenses. Number of employees working. Power based on capacity of machines. Like that, you will apportion the common cost. Then you will get the total cost. You will get which cost? Total cost of both production department as well as which department? Service department. Then production department do work on the product, but service department do work for production department. We'll reallocate the service department cost to production department. Why? These service departments do not have product. Their customer is which department? Service department or customer yaar? Production department. You will reassign the cost to the production department, where the cost of service department will be absorbed by production department. You will have cost only for which department? You will have cost only for which department? Production department. Thereafter, don't worry, I'll give you organized notes. As of now, just understand. Sir, what is the direct cost now? We understand two words. What is the direct cost? Cost that is directly chargeable to the department. We call it as which cost? Direct cost. What do you mean by indirect cost? Cost that is not directly chargeable to a department or product, that is common. For example, here we have got 4 classrooms. Okay, let's assume foundation, inter, final, and some other course like that. What is the direct cost? The material that is given to you, the salary paid to the faculty who is taking class. Rent is not a direct cost. Rent is paid separately for each classroom or all the classrooms. What is the direct cost for each classroom? The lecturer's salary, the material given, the material that is given. So all these direct costs can be directly charged. What about rent? Is it paid for each classroom or common? So we have to share it. We have to share it based on the area occupied. Then what about notebooks? Is it printed separately for foundation, inter, final, or common? Common. So notebooks will be shared based on number of students, number of subjects. Number of students and what? Number of subject like that. So direct cost is traceable, identifiable. Indirect costs are what? Common to 2 or more departments, they are apportioned. Then, okay. One more example, maybe for your college. Let us take an example of a college. What is the direct cost of each department? Lecturer's salary, departmental activity expenses, department library expenses, departmental system expenses, departmental activity like examination, viva, project expenses, departmental tour expenses, departmental cultural expenses. All those things are called as which expenses? Example of indirect cost for the college. Electricity. Is it paid separately for each department or college has together? What about maintenance of sports ground, general library and all? Common cost. So simple. Direct cost I can directly charge. Common cost we can share a portion. Okay. Do you understand the meaning of production and service department? Okay. Let's assume. Let me to come back to the same example. What is the production department I told you? A, B, C. What are the service department? PQRS, like that. We have got service department. We worked out total cost. We have taken which cost? Direct cost. We have taken which cost? Indirect cost. We worked out total cost. And the total cost of which department? PQRS is reassigned to production department. The cost of production department becomes what? 0. After working out total cost, including service department cost, we get. Let's assume after that we got for A, B, C. What is getting eliminated? What are the production departments? P, Q, R, and what? Yes, let us assume the cost comes to 5 lakh rupees for P, 6 lakhs for Q, 2 lakhs for S, and 80,000 for, R and S, like that. Then how to charge the customer? Based on this, how to charge the customer? Total cost, normally we used to work out divided by number of hours. Normally we used to work out divided by number of hours. Let us assume this is operated for 5,000 hours. This is operated for 1,000 hours. This is operated for 2,000 hours. This is operated for about 2,000 hours again. Now what is the cost per hour? Cost per hour 100, 600, 100, 400, 40. This is the cost per hour. This is the cost per hour of running each department. Let's assume a customer comes with an order. The job is, it will take 2 hours in P, 2 hours in Q, 1 hour and 4 hours, like that. How will you charge the customer now? What is the cost per hour of running P? 100 into 2 hours. For the customer, how much you will charge? 200 plus 1,200 plus 100 plus 160 plus 160, like that. You will add and tell, okay, this is the overhead cost. This is the overhead cost, like that. We used to assign the cost to the customer. Assign the cost to the customer. This is called as traditional method. This is called as which method? Traditional method. Why? Because Here we are assigning the cost to the customer based on the activity done or based on the time spent. Here, look at 2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 4 hour. Are we charging the cost to the customer based on activity that we do to the customer or time spent on the customer? Time spent on the customer. It is like a customer approaching ATM. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. It's like 2 into 100, 2 into 600, 1 into 100, 40 into 1 like that. We are charging the customer. Is it proper? Is it proper? Charging the customer based on time, is it proper? For example, ATM order cost for 1 year comes to 5 lakhs. And the ATM was used for, let us assume, effectively for 5,000 hours. What is the cost per hour? 100. So there are different purposes for which the ATM is used. Like, let's assume each customer takes 5 minutes of time for different activity, pin change, fund transfer, withdrawal, and the money. So if you look at the cost, will be like 1.5 per minute. 100 rupees per hour now. What will be the cost approximately? 1.5 per minute. So can I charge it? Withdrawal panalo 1.5 into 5. Deposit panalo 5 into 1.5. Pin change panalo 5 minutes spend panna 1.5. Okay. System was slow. Instead of 5 minutes, a customer has taken 10 minutes of time because of internet connectivity. Speed is slower than all. You will charge 10 into 1.5. The customer went for only just activation of card. It took 10 minutes of time. You will charge 15 for the customer. Are you charging properly? No, because resources are consumed based on activity. Resources are consumed based on activity and not based on time. And not based on what? Time. Okay, so charging like this is not proper. Charging like this is not what? Proper. Okay, that is why the next system called as activity-based costing was developed. What is developed? Activity-based costing was developed. Before we go to the system, who developed this activity-based costing system? US Army. During the World War, they developed this activity-based costing system. How Army activity-based costing system? Let's assume we have got 4 troops. What do you mean by troop? This will have number 1, people, commandant, lieutenant, it will have equipments and tankers, fighter jets, maybe all those equipments that is used in war, which includes medical assistance also. Which includes which one? Medical assistance also. Like that, we have got for how many troops? 4 troops deployed in 4 locations. Okay. All spent 30 days time in the location. All spent how many days in the location? 30 days location. So each day the cost assigned by the army was $2,000. Each day the cost assigned is how much dollars? $2,000. So 30 days into 2,000, how much is assigned? For each troop monthly, $60,000 was assigned. $60,000 was assigned. Then the US Army General saw it is not proper. It is not proper. Why it is not proper? Troop A, 30 days, 25 days they were in war. They were firing, conquering the other places, they were moving, there were damages, etc. And all 25 days they are in real war. Troop B, 0 days war, which means they were keeping on waiting. Troop C, 10 days war. Troop D, just 2 days, they were like attacking, etc. and all. Now assigning $60,000 based on time. What is the time? 30 days into $2,000. $60,000 is assigned for each troop. Is it fair and correct? Which should be given more? A should be given more. Why? Because they were in what? Real war for about 25 days. Okay. What about troop B? It is not that you assign 0. It is not that you assign 0. Basic things should be provided. Example of basic things: food, basic medicines, okay, basic necessaries, basic salary should be provided for which troop? Troop B. Troop C, yes. Troop D, 2 days they were in war, something should be provided for them like that. So that is where US Army developed this activity-based costing system. What do you mean by activity-based costing system? For army, simple. You were in the field, there is no war. Everybody will be getting a basic salary. Everybody will be getting a basic salary. Food, daily allowance you will be getting, uniform allowance, etc. and all you will be getting. You will be getting the basic things which is required. Basic thing that is what? Required. That's all. But if you were in war field all the days, you will be given more. On what basis to give more? ரொம்ப cruel. என்ன cruelனா, you attack and take the batch of opposite army order batch எடுத்துட்டு வாங்க. For every batch collected, you will be getting incentives. For every batch collected, you will get what? Incentive. இதோட கொடுமையா இருக்கு. Opposite party attack பண்ணி பல்ல புடுங்கிட்டு வா, ஒரு பல்லுக்கு எவ்வளோ? War is cruel. War is cruel. நமக்கு மூவி பார்க்கறது ஈஸியா இருக்கும், but real field it is very very cruel. Okay. Opposite tanks destroyed. For every one tank destroyed, we will give you $5,000. Opposite tank நீ attack பண்ணி destroy பண்றியா, $5,000. இவ்வளோ miles conquer பண்ணுங்க. You are in this particular area. You just move forward. Conquer this much mile. For every mile conquered, for every square kilometer conquered, you will be getting incentive. You will be getting which one? Incentive. Other activity based costing. Fire bullet, for every bullet fired and attacked, you will get which one? Incentive. Every opposite army man killed, you will get what? Incentive. For every batch that is collected, you will get what? Incentive. For every tooth extracted, you will get which one? Incentive. For every tanker that is attacked and destroyed, you will get which one? Incentive. Our cost will be assigned accordingly. And of course, you can see, depending upon the kilometers traveled and occupied, you will be getting money. You will be getting what? Money. This is what is called as activity-based costing. Activity-based costing. No activity, minimum cost. More activity, more cost will be assigned. More activity, more cost will be assigned. It is like, for example, the same technique has been applied by various industries. For example, he is giving a job for construction work, 2,000 square feet. I have to construct how much square feet? 2,000 square feet. Okay. On what basis I will quote the price? Blind quote பண்ணலாமா? 2,000 square feet into 2,000 rupees. Maybe 40 lakhs I will construct and give. Another person comes with the same offer. What is the offer? 2,000 square feet. 2,000 into 2,000. 40 lakhs you pay me, I will construct and give. Can he quote like that? No. Why? What activity I should do? Is he requiring just plain flooring with walls and roof like that? Is he requiring some designing to be done in the house? Okay. Is it like a house or an office building or any design? What kind of tiles available from 20 rupees per square feet to 2,000 rupees per square feet? Clear? Roofing work or wall work can be done or window work can be done. Window work 1 square feet 250 rupees. Basic price. It goes up to 20,000 also per square feet. Okay. So depending upon the activity performed, I will work out the cost and quote the price. I will quote the price. Depending upon activity performed, I will calculate the cost and what? Quote the price. Okay. That is what is activity based costing. So do you understand the difference between traditional costing and ABC costing? What is traditional costing? Total cost divided by what? Number of hours. You get rate per hour. Depending upon the time spent, you charge the cost. You charge the cost. Activity based costing. What activities I do? What is the cost of each activity? Then depending upon that, I charge my customer. Depending upon that, I charge my customer. That is called as costing. Activity based costing. Which is better? Definitely. Because this time we brought this activity based costing for group 2. Earlier it was like fixed fees. You pay this 33,000 plus GST. You will be given recorded classes, live online classes, face-to-face classes. Some of the students were coming and telling, why are you forcing me? I want only face-to-face classes. எனக்கு recording வேணாம், useful இருக்காது. Because I'm sincere to the face-to-face class, then why do I need recording? Then, okay, Asaf sir or Vatsan sir was telling, let us go with activity-based costing. Only recorded cost activity, charge like this. Only face-to-face or live online, charge like this. I want both, then charge like this. Depending upon what activity you do to students, then you charge the cost. And depending upon what validity you give to the lectures, you charge the cost. Depending upon the requirement, customer will decide what they want. Don't force the customer. Instead of that, students will decide what they need. Accordingly, they will buy kind of a thing. I had seen last batch, one student was buying lectures like this, activity-based costing. He used the most economical way. If you join all the subjects for 5 months, how much it will cost? 30,000 plus GST. We announced some pack called as economy pack, 1,500 rupees per month. What he did is he purchased lectures for every 1 month, one class. June month accounts, July month costing, August month tax, last 2 months he has taken for tax. So what is the total cost for him? 1 month validity, he has completed in 1 month that financial accounts, cost accounts, direct tax are law. 1,500 into 4, how much? How much you are all paying? Same 4 months learning, you are all paying 30,000. Same 4 months learning he did, but he paid only how much? 6,000. Activity based costing. It saves it saves money for the person. நல்லா இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி யோசிக்காதீங்க. திருப்பி எல்லாம் தர மாட்டோம் fees. Okay. So it's like activity based costing. If it is properly used, it will be beneficial to whom? To the customer as well as to the company. அங்க போன ஆக்டிவிட்டிக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி சார்ஜ் பண்ணுவாங்க. Let me to go. இல்ல, it is not forcing everything. It is not what? Forcing everything. So let me to go like that. People will decide. Now let us have organized notes and go for it. அவ்வளவுதான் கான்செப்ட் இதுல. So now problem solve பண்ணும்போது what kind of question they will ask you? Using traditional method solve னு சொல்லுவாங்க. How to solve using traditional method? You have to work out the cost divided by what? Number of hours, charge the cost to the customer. Using ABC method solve னு சொல்லுவாங்க. How to solve? Work out the activities, cost will be there, number of activities will be there, work out rate per activity, work out rate per activity. Depending upon the activity done to the customer, you charge. Mathematical சொன்னா 1 division, 1 multiplication. What is 1 division, 1 multiplication? Traditional method, 1 division. What is 1 division? Total cost divided by total hours. Multiply, that's all over. Activity based costing, many divisions depending upon the activity, many multiplication depending upon activity done to the customer. That is why I said we are going to use what? Calculators for solving the questions. Let us have organized notes and let's continue. Start. Take it up along with me. I'll type, you are going to write. That's all. Clear? Let it be live online or face to face or recorded class students. Ensure to take it. Traditional costing system. Traditional costing system, what do we do? Please take up the notes. Some notes be required for recollection in the future. Departments are classified into both production department as well as what? Service department. Okay, production department do work on the products and they have what? Measurable cost unit means they have got customers, cost units. Service department are existing to render service to which department? Production department. In traditional method, we follow different steps. We classify them into which department? Production department and which department? Service department. Example so that it is better. There can be 2 departments, 5 departments, 6 departments and the money. We allocate direct expenses, which is called as chargeable expenses. We allocate direct expenses or chargeable expenses directly to the department. Please remember what is the word that is used for direct expenses? Allocate. Then we apportion. What do you mean by apportion? Share. So we apportion common expenses or which one? We apportion common expenses or indirect expenses on what basis? A suitable basis we allocate. Like rent, electricity, common maintenance, etc. and all we allocate. Thereafter, the service department expenses are there, that will be reallocated to which departments? Production departments. This is the step, first step. In the first step, what do you do? Classify your company into production department and which department? Service department. Direct expenses can be directly charged. Indirect expenses are what? Allocated or apportioned on a suitable basis. Thereafter, service department expenses are reallocated to production department. You can say costs, that's better. Total overheads divided by machine hours will give you what? A rate per hour. It's like 50,000 divided by what? 2,000. 25 per hour. Like that, it will give us what? Rate per hour. This is a step 2. The step 2 we call it as which one? Overhead absorption based on time. Otherwise, overhead absorption rate based on time. We got rate per hour. I repeat, what is the first step? We classify our company into which department? Production department and which department? Service department. Directly chargeable expenses, apportion, that is share indirect expenses on suitable basis. Then service department costs are reallocated to which department? Production department. So where the production departments will have a cost. Total overheads divided by number of hours, what do you get? A rate per hour. This is a step 2 that we follow in traditional method. Step 3, calculate job cost. Calculate which one? Job cost. How to calculate the job cost? How to calculate the job cost? A customer will come with an order. A customer will come with an order. Work out raw material cost. Raw material cost can be worked out directly. Then direct labor. That also can be calculated what? Direct estimate. Then any other direct expenses. That also can be calculated directly. Sir, what about overheads? What about overheads? Depending upon the time spent, we are going to charge. Depending upon the time spent, we are going to charge. For example, the customer takes, let's assume in the departments. What are the departments? A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Only 3 departments the customer work will be handled. Only how many departments? 3 departments. The customer will not use department DRE, only 3 departments. It will take about 10 hours time. It will take about 4 hours time. It will take about 3 hours time. Now, how will he charge? 10-hour time, 4 hours time, 3 hours time, like that. It takes in department ABC. How will you work out the rate? 10 hours into what is the rate? 25. 10 hours into 25, 250. 4 hours into 10 rupees, how much? 40. 3 hours into 30, 90. Will you charge for department D and D? No. So you will add up and charge the customer. 380 rupees you will charge for overheads. 380 rupees you will charge for what? Overheads, and work out the total cost of job. Any doubt in this so far? Any doubt in this so far? Do you understand the meaning of production department? They render work on the product, customer. Do you understand the meaning of service department? What do they do? They render work to the production department. So we allocate the service department cost also to production department. In step 2, what do we do? What is the cost of operating production department? Overheads divided by number of hours. We work out the rate per hour. Using the rate, whenever a customer is coming with the work, we charge the customer. We charge the customer. Department A or 10 hours work into 25. B 4 hours into 10. C 3 hours into 90. Why not department D and E? We have not done work for that customer in department what? D and E. This is ABC method or traditional method? Traditional method. This is traditional methods of charging overheads. Take up this, then we'll proceed. What is the limitation of the method? We are charging overheads based on time. Time. But cost is influenced by time or activity done. The next method, activity based costing. For example, let me give a small activity based costing example. A student purchases recorded classes with soft copy of material. Another student purchases recorded classes with printed copy of material. Whether cost for the organization is same or different. The activity based cost. Clear? Simple. A student purchasing with soft copy PDF should be charged lesser fees than that of a person who purchases what? Printed copy, because more cost, more charge. No cost, lesser charge. இது வருங்களா? இது வரைக்கும் clear இருக்கீங்களா? Then right, limitation. Limitation is, what is the limitation? What is the limitation of this traditional method? Overheads are charged based on what? Time. Live online frames have been taken. Copy பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? Yes. Shall we? Done? Over this?
Yes,
Have we
sir.
taken up? Have we
Yes, sir.
taken up?
Yes, sir.
Next, start. Activity-based costing. Just like that, you cannot go for activity-based costing. Just like that, you cannot apply or implement which one? Activity-based costing. There are information that is required. The first one is, we require information about what? Activities and the cost of the activities. Okay. We require information about number of activities and which one? Cost of such activities. Only when this data is available, you can go with which costing? Activity-based costing. Directly, you cannot apply the activity-based costing. For example, example cost. Inspection. Inspection. On what basis activity cost will come? Inspection means quality inspection, quality checking. For example, we make shirts. The quality checking. Checked அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஒரு label இருக்கும். You can see checked like that. There's a label. Okay, this quality checking cost, inspection cost depends on. It can be number of units. If it is a T-shirt or if it is like an automobile or laptop like that. If it is a firework cracker and the மாதிரி இருந்தா, is it possible to inspect every unit? No, you have to inspect what? Every batch, some samples will be taken and inspected. Let us assume you are making some masala powders or you are making certain lace chips and the மாதிரி. Is it possible to inspect everything? Or per batch you will inspect? So that's what. So inspection depends on either number of units or what? Number of batches. Okay. What about setting up cost? Setting up cost of machine. For example, let us assume you're running a printing press. You're running a printing press. Listen, he has given his wedding card for printing. Wedding card for printing. The job is over. Next wedding card I'm printing. Will I be using the same design, same ink, same etc.? What I should do? I should adjust the machine. I should set the machine. I should change the machine, clean the old one, remove all the cut pieces, etc. So, okay, this is called as which one? Setting up cost of the machine. This depends on what? Number of units are Number of orders. Will I set the mission every unit or every order? So number of orders. Number of orders. Number of, you can say production orders. Okay. Okay. Delivery charges. Delivery charges will it be based on number of billing, number of door delivery orders. Number of door delivery orders. Okay. So delivery charges are influenced by, or you can say number of, there is the door delivery orders influence which one? Delivery charges. The other one, reverse. Based on number of door delivery orders, what will be there? Delivery charges will be there like that. You have to identify the activities and find out the cost of the activity. Identify the activities and find out which one? Cost of the activity, pay attention, then you can copy or 2-3 minutes. Activity can be unit level activity. Unit level activity. For every unit it will be done. For every unit it will be done. That is called as which activity? Unit level activity. Example. Or unit ka naam adha. In case of, let us take a textile company. For every unit, what you will do? Ironing, packing, checking. That is called as which activity? Unit level activity. Then it can be a batch level activity. What do you mean by batch level activity? For every batch, you will do that activity. Example of batch level activity. For every batch, you will do this activity. For example, we manufacture double XL size. For every unit, what you will do? Quality checking, packing. Okay, double XL size is over. We go for XL size. Now, will you use the same design, pattern, stitching, cutting, or you will change? Change. That is called as which activity? Batch level activity. It will be changed from batch to batch. Then you will have product level activity. Product level activity will include like designing and the money. Then you will have organizational level activities. Like new product development, research and development and the money. There are different levels of activity that is done. So we will charge the customer only up to this. Only 3 activity costs are charged. What are the 3 activity costs are charged? Unit level activity, batch level activity, product level activity. Will you charge R&D cost to the customer? Now R&D pandren. Now charge panlama. Next time varamata. I'll tell you example. Listen. A person came for, you're running a hospital like ENT hospital, Mari. A person came with a problem of some sound in the air. What will you do? Unit level activity. What is unit level activity? Check, inspect, audiometry test, etc. and all you perform and other things you do. That is called as which activity? Unit level activity. For every activity there is a cost. Every activity there is a cost. There will be a batch level activity also, like for example, a group of people will be sent in a room where some noise, sounds, etc. will be placed. How each person perceives that noise or sound like that, a batch level activity will be performed. First, you are inspected separately. Thereafter, you are tested together. You are tested what? Together. Okay. So this is not applicable because there is no designing involved over here. There is no designing involved over here. Okay. Your organization is conducting a research. Your organization is conducting a research. Sugar and hearing problem. Okay. Or hearing problem related to which one? Fever. Hearing problem related to certain cold or hot climates. Hearing problem related to certain other things like that. You are studying relativity theory. What is relativity theory? You are having a hearing problem. How it is related to the others? Like that you are doing R&D. Can I charge the cost to the customer? Can I charge the cost to the customer? No, I cannot charge the cost to the customer. What can it be charged? Unit level, batch level, and which one? Product level can be charged. R&D cost cannot be charged. R&D cost cannot be what? Charged. Actually, I had some Bell's palsy issue. I went to the hospital. Okay, they charged R&D cost also. What is R&D cost? They did a research on this hearing problem associated with 5 or 6 things. Okay, you go for MRI scanning, you go for this test, you go for that test, you go for implant test, and number 6 tests anupi. Kadasila the doctor has said, மூக்கு பிடிச்சிட்டு நல்லா இது பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொன்னாங்க. காது ரிலீஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு, நல்லா கேட்க ஆரம்பிச்சிச்சு. I spent 25,000 rupees. I'll show the bill also. I spent 25,000 rupees. இதுக்கு மூக்கு பிடிச்சிட்டு நல்லா ஒரு இது பண்ணோன்னே everything became okay. Everything became okay. Will I go to the hospital next time? No. So don't charge R&D to the customer. Don't charge which one? R&D to the customer. Unit level, batch level, product level, because it is direct to the customer, you can charge. Okay. So activity-based costing, this is what you require first. What is the first thing that we require? Number of activities and which one? Cost of the activities we require first. Second is charging the customer based on activities. Charging the customer based on which one? Activities. Conceptually, activity-based costing over. So what we are going to do today or next class, etc. and all, is going to be what? Solution to problem. Now, how your exam problem will be? They will give a traditional approach, work out the cost. They will give you activity-based approach, work out the cost, compare and comment. Compare and comment. Standard component. Activity-based costing is superior. So go for activity-based costing. Traditional method, either the cost will be overcharged or what? Undercharged. It's better to go for which costing? Activity-based costing. There is a standard comment for any question. Otherwise, what is expected is activity-based costing தான் நல்லதுன்னு சொல்லணும். So, theory for about 1.5 hours is too much for the first day. Let us have about 10 minutes of break. 10 minutes of break. Then let us continue for which one? Questions, problem solutions. For 10 minutes of break. Good morning. சட்டையெல்லாம் போட்டு நீங்க ஜம்முன்னு tell me, you are recorded class students, you can take a break whenever you want. So okay. This is what we see as activity-based costing. Assign overhead cost to various activities based on what? Based on the cost driver. We had seen. Pay attention. Under traditional methods, we take budgeted overheads divided by suitable base based on the OAR, overhead absorption rate. Pay attention. For example, budget overheads are like 10,000. Suitable base, let us assume 1,000 hours. 1,000 hours, then you will get overhead absorption rate rupees 10 per hour. Rupees 10 per hour. This is called as overhead absorption rate. This is what we do under which method? Traditional method, where we work out total cost divided by number of hours will give us rate per hour. Using that, we are going to charge the customer. Like that. Then let us work out a question so that you will understand better. Look at this question. Look at this question number 1. Page number 9, question number 1 part. Look at this question, or you can just look at the display sufficient. Look at this. What is the total overheads cost incurred? 62,100. What is the output? 13,800. How many labor hours? 27,000 hours. How many machine hours? 34,500. What is the direct wages? 17,250. What is the direct material? 49,680. Material plus wages, we call it as which cost? Prime cost. Now, how to absorb overheads? It depends upon your company. In general, overheads will be absorbed based on machine hours. Will be absorbed based on what? Machine hours. Work out பண்ணுங்களேன். Don't look at the material, just look at the display. 62,000 divided by 34,500 na, based on machine hours work out பண்ணா, what is the rate? 1 point? 1.8 per hour. This is based on which one? Mission hours. Based on mission hours, 1.8. Can you work out based on direct labor hours? 62,100 divided by 27,000. 2.3 per hour. Can you work out based on output? 62,100 divided by 13,800. 4.5 per unit. Per unit. Can you work out a percentage of wages? Percentage of wages now. 62,100 divided by direct wages cost 17,250 into 100. எவ்வளவு percentage வருது? 62,100 divided by 17,250 into 100. 360. 360 percentage எப்படி வரும்? How much? 360 percentage. Can you work out as a percentage of material cost? Can you work out as a percentage of material cost? 62,100 divided by 49,680 into 100. 125%. Can you work out as a percentage of prime cost? How much? 92.78 percentage. We worked out, 4.5 per unit, 2.3 per hour, 1.8 per hour, 360 percentage, 125 percentage, 92.78 percentage, like that we worked out. What is this? Simple. If you are going to charge the customer based on output, how much you will charge overheads? 4.5 per unit. Otherwise, you are giving order for production. You are giving order for production. Pay attention. You are giving order for production. Material I will charge, labor I will charge. Overheads, how will I charge? 4.5 per unit. If I follow first method. If I work out based on direct labor hour, for example, my workers are working for your job. My workers are working for your product. How much I will charge you? For every 1 hour worked by my labor, how much I will charge you? 2.3 per hour. Suppose if I do the work only with machines, no labor is involved or manual labor is involved, work is machine based now, I will charge how much? 1.8. Okay, sir, I don't count hours, I don't count units now. I can work out as a percentage of material cost or wages cost or prime cost, like that. Okay, sir, which approach I will follow depending upon the nature of industry that you run, depending upon the nature of industry you run. For example, when will I follow this method? Charging overheads based on output. When will I charge overheads based on output? When units are identical. When units are, I make 1,000 units, all the 1,000 units are identical. Now I can charge overheads based on what? Output. This one. When will I charge overheads based on labor hours? When will I charge overheads based on labor hours? Simple. Here the work completion depends on not on material, not on machines, but on number of workers working. Work எப்போ complete பண்ணுவோம்? Based on workers na. Time devoted by workers na, you charge overheads based on what? Labor hours, like cutting, carving, polishing, woodwork, painting work. All these things you can do what? Labor hours. Based on which one? Labor hours. When will you charge the cost based on mission hours? For example, you are having the writing board here. This writing board, it's not actually a writing board. Your பெரிய mica sheet. Normal on the wooden partition use பண்ற normal mica sheet that we cut using machines. We just said cut into 300 pieces and give. Okay, they will work out material cost this much. How will they charge overheads? Is it manual cutting or machine cutting? Oh, they took about 1 hour time. They took out about what? 1 hour time. 1 hour into 500 rupees. 500 rupees cutting charges nu போடுவாங்க. Clear? So when the work is carried on with machines, when the work is carried on with which one? Machines, you will charge based on what? Machine hours. Based on wages. Based on wages. ரொம்ப simple. What is the difference between 25,000 rupees silk saree, 2,50,000 silk saree? 25,000 silk saree and 2,50,000 rupees silk saree in a difference. Base material is same, silk da. But The value depends on the work done. The value depends on which one? Work done. That time they will work out as a percentage of which one? Wages. As a percentage of what? Wages. Otherwise, wagesல 360% overhead charge பண்ணுவாங்க. சொல்லுவாங்க இதுக்கு ஒர்க் கம்மி சார், கம்மி ரேட், இது ஒர்க் ஜாஸ்தி, அதிக ரேட். நெக்ஸ்ட் பாருங்க, பேஸ்ட் ஆன் மெட்டீரியல் காஸ்ட். ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். நீங்க கோல்டு ஆர்னமெண்ட் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றீங்க இல்லையா? கோல்டு ஆர்னமெண்ட் when you purchase they put making charges as a percentage of labor, number of hours, gold value. So simple. The quality of the work depends on material. Quality of work depends on material, and they will put the making charges, or it's based on what? Material cost. When both wages and materials are important, they will charge based on which one? Prime cost. See, we've got 6 methods here. All the 6 methods will not be applied by one. The method that you apply depends on what? Nature of company that you run. No need to solve, it is already solved and given. It is already solved and given. Based on units, 4.5. Based on labor hours, 2.3 per hour. Based on machine hours, 1.8. Based on wages, what percentage? 360%. Based on material, 125%. Based on prime cost, 93%. It is already worked out and given, no need to work out. From the question number 1, what do we understand? How to charge overheads using different methods. How to charge overheads using which methods? Different methods. Look at this. Look at this second question. Don't go to the solution. Look at the second question. A company is making how many products? 2 products. Product A and product B. Annual output is how much? 10,000 units and what? 20,000 units. Annual overheads of the company is how much? 3 lakhs. Machine hour required for production A is 20,000 and product B is how much? 30,000. So there is a solution given. Let us not look at that. Let us solve it in our own style. Okay, simple. Tell me, for overheads, what is the total overheads for the factory? 3 lakhs divided by number of hours. What is the total number of hours? A plus B together? 30,000. 30,000 hours. Okay, so what is the rate per hour? 10. That is rupees 10 per hour. Rupees 10 per hour. So let us assign the cost for product A and B based on this. There are a product A and product B. Product A and product B. So what is the number of units? Okay, that is different. How many hours that is taken? Hours, how many hours? 20,000 hours and what? 10,000 hours into rate per hour. So what is the rate per hour? What is the rate per hour? 20,000 into, what is the rate per hour you worked out? 10. And product B, 10 per hour. Now. So multiply panna, overheads assigned will come. 20,000 into 10, 2 lakhs, and 30,000 into 10, how much? Sorry, 10,000 into 10, how much? This is the total overheads assigned. Total overheads assigned to the product. Okay, what is the output in units? What is the output in units? A and B. 10,000 units are A. This is number of hours cleared, units. And how many units are B? 20,000 units are B. If you work out cost per unit, cost per unit will be 22 lakh divided by 2 lakh divided by what? 10,000. 2 lakh divided by 10,000, 20. This is per hour or per unit? Per unit. This is 1 lakh divided by 20,000. How much you get? 5 per unit. 5 per unit. This is rate per hour. I repeat, total overheads divided by number of hours will give us overhead rate. Using that rate, we assign which one? Overheads. Then how to calculate cost per unit? Overhead assigned divided by number of units will give us what? Cost per unit. Wait, are we in ABC method or rotational method? Activity-based costing method or rotational method? Traditional method of absorbing the overheads. Look at this. Same thing they would have given. Annual output கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Machine hours is not கிடையாது. Machine hours is 20,000 hours, 10,000 hours. 20,000 into 10, 2 lakhs. 10,000 into 10, 1 lakh. So total overheads are 2 lakhs for how many units? Total overheads are 2 lakhs for how many units? 10,000 units. 1 lakh for 20,000 units. Now we get which one? Overhead cost. Overhead cost. Come to the next question. One of the most important question for exam point of view also. From here, your exam question starts. What is the production units given? 20,000, 25,000, 2,000. Selling price is given 20, 20, 20. Material cost how much is given? 5, 10 and 10. Labor hours கொடுத்திருக்காங்க 2 hours, 1 hour and what? 1 hour is given. Then overheads are classified under the period as follows கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Setting up related cost, receiving related cost, dispatch related costs are given. Read further what is given. Machining related cost is given. Okay. What is the total overheads? So how many activities in this question? Setting up related activity approach, receiving related activity, then dispatch related activity, then machining related activity கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Then they have given machine hours per unit, number of setups, number of deliveries received and what? Number of orders dispatched கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. They ask you to work out. This is a very, very simple example question. Calculate total cost, profit per unit, absorbing all the overheads on the basis of what? Labor hours. So in the past, traditional method, what traditional method they use? Based on labor hours. What is the next one? Calculate cost and profit per unit, absorbing the overheads based on which method? This is a real question based on comparing old method and new method. Okay, solution is not given, we have to solve. Shall we? What is traditional method in this? Overheads are absorbed based on labor hours. Start. Question number 3. Let us start solving. Question number 3. Answer for the first subdivision. If overheads are absorbed based on which one? Direct labor hours. Do they ask you total cost or cost per unit? They ask you to find out cost and profit per unit. Okay. So how to work out? If overheads are absorbed based on direct labor hours, we want total overheads. We want which one? Divided by total hours. Total overheads are given in the question. Where it is given? 1,90,000 total overheads. Divided by which hours? Total labor hours or machine hours? How to work out total labor hours? It's given in the table. First page le கொடுத்திருக்காங்க 2 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. What are the products? Product A, B and what? C. What is the output? What is the output given? A, B, C? Tell me. 20,000, 25,000 and what? 2,000 units. Then what is the labor hour required? Labor hour per unit. What is the labor hour per unit? 2, 1 and what? 1. So if you multiply, you will get which one? Total labor hours. So 20,000 into 2, 40,000, 25,000 and what? 2,000. What is the total labor hours? 67,000 is the total labor hours. So 1,90,000 divided by what? 67,000. This will give us overhead. This is called as OAR. This is called as which one? OAR, no? Overhead absorption rate. What is overhead absorption rate? This is per unit or per hour? Per hour. Total overheads divided by, did we do total number of units or total number of hours? So this will give us rate per hour, rate per hour. Using this, they ask you to work out the cost. Any doubt so far? I repeat, output into labor hours will give us what? Total labor hours. Totally how many labor hours? 67,000 labor hours. total overheads divided by total labor hours will give us, this is called as what? Overhead, shortly OAR, overhead absorption rate. Okay. Using this, they ask you to work out product cost. Using this, they ask you to work out product cost. What is the raw material cost given? What is the raw material cost given per unit? Ten B. What is the raw material cost given? 5, 10, 10. 5. Then labor cost, or we can say wages. Wages per unit. How many hours of labor? 2 into 5. 2 into 5. 10 rupees. How many hours of labor for the other one? This is not working. The one into how many hours? 1 hour into 5. 1 hour into 5. 1 hour into 5, 5. See how many hours? 1 hour into 5. 1 hour into 5, 5. Any doubt in wages? Then on what basis overheads will be charged? Overheads 2.8358 into 2. 2 into 2 point what? 8358. Multiply and tell me. This into 2. Okay. Same way, this will be 1 into this rate. 1 into this rate. 1 hour into what? 2.8358. The other one. 1 hour into 2.8358. We are absorbing overheads based on what? Labor hours. We are absorbing overheads based on which one? Labor hours. At Panna, you will get total cost per unit. Total cost per unit. Material plus labor plus what? Overheads. What is the total cost per unit you get? 20.672. This is the total cost per unit. What is the selling price given? What is the selling price given for ABC? 20, 20 and what? 20. So first one, profit or loss? First one is in loss. Eவ்வளவு loss? 0.672. Second one is in profit. Profit. How much profit? Third one, 20 minus this. This will be in profit. How do we charge overheads? How do we charge overheads? Based on what? Rate per hour. Based on which one? Rate per hour. Please remember, this is which method? ABC method or traditional method? Why it is called as traditional method? Overheads are charged using a single base. What is a single base? Rate per hour. I repeat once again. Any doubt in total overheads? That is given in the question. How much is given? 1,90,000 divided by what is the total labor hours? We work out 20,000 into 2, 25,000 into 1, 20,000 into 1 and the money. 67,000. What is the overhead absorption rate? 2.8358 per labor hour. Per labor hour. Raw material cost per unit given in the question. Wages 2 hours into 5 rupees given. 1 hour into 5 rupees. 1 hour into 5 rupees in the money. Overheads are charged based on labor hour. 2 into that rate, 1 into that rate, 1 into that rate in the money. We get total cost per unit. We get which one? Total cost per unit. Selling price given in the question. What is the selling price given in the question? 20, 20, 20 கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So product A, what is the loss per unit? 0.672. What is the loss per unit? 0.672. The other two products are in profit. The other two products are in which one? Profit. This is under which method? Traditional method. Remember, I told you one division, one multiplication. What is one division? Total overheads divided by number of hours will give you rate. Using that rate, we charge the overheads to the customers. Take it. Any doubt in this, friends? This is a starting point for which one? Activity-based costing. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? Overheads, we are allocating based on what? Labor hours. 2 hours into the rate, 1 hour into the rate, 1 hour into the rate, whatever. Same question they ask you. If overheads are absorbed based on which system? Activity-based costing system. First, have we taken up this? Any doubt in calculating wages? 2 hours into 5 rupees. 2 hours per hour, 5 rupees. 1 hour into 5 rupees. 1 hour into 5 rupees. Wages cost is given to us in the question itself. Overheads alone is absorbed based on what? Number of hours. That is what is instructed in the question. Shall I? Or live online friends, please respond. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All others? All others?
Yes, sir.
No, wait பண்ணுங்க. For activity-based costing system, how many classifications are given? Setup related cost கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, அப்புறம் receiving related cost கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, then dispatch related cost, then what? Machining related cost is given. Then this is cost. Activity data is given. Cost driver data is nothing but activity data. Machine hours per unit கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, number of setups, number of deliveries, and what? Number of orders dispatched is given to us. Let us work out one by one. Okay. We call it as activities. It is also known as cost driver. Okay. So, wait பண்ணுங்க. We'll see the cost and the number of activities. Listen to it. அப்புறமா எடுத்துக்கலாம். It requires some more better understanding. What are the different types of activities? What is the first one? Setup related cost. What is the setup related cost? 90,000. Next சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம் அப்படி. Receiving 30,000. Then dispatch 15,000. அப்புறம் machining. How much? Number of activities ki we want. Setup related cost. Number of setups we want. எவ்வளவு setups இருக்கு பாருங்க. Number of setups 10 plus 13 plus 2. 10 plus 13 plus 2. This much setups. எவ்வளவு இருக்குங்க? 20. Then receiving கொடுத்திருக்காங்க பாருங்க. Number of deliveries received. How much received? 10 plus 10 plus 2. How much? 22. Don't copy, wait, because there is some more space required. Dispatch How many dispatches? How it's 60? 20 each. Okay. 60 then. Machining, we want machine hours. Machine hours. We want which one? Machine hours. It is given machine hour total or per unit? Per unit. We have to work out. How to work out this? Number of units are given in the previous one. Okay, 20,000 into 20,000 into 2. Then plus the other one, 25,000 into 2. Plus the other one, 2,000 into 2. Tell me. 94,000 hours. 94,000 hours. Wait, pardon. Now, when you divide this, cost divided by number of activities, cost divided by number of activities will give us cost driver rate. Cost driver rate. Cost driver rate means rate per activity. Rate per activity. So, what is the cost driver rate? Simple, divide it. 90,000 divided by 25. 3,600 on the model per setup. 3,600 per setup. 30,000 divided by 22. 15,000 divided by 16. Then 55,000 divided by what? 94,000. This is per hour. This is called as which rate? Cost driver rate. I repeat the thing. See the number of activities and cost of the activities. Clear? See the activity and activity cost. Then work out the rate per activity. Work out rate per activity. That is called as which one? Cost driver rate. That is called as which one? Cost driver rate. Using this, calculate the product cost. Using this, calculate the product cost. How to calculate the product cost? Okay. How many products are there? How many products are there? 3 products are there. Pay attention. 3 products are there. Okay. Raw material cost and wages cost will be the same. Raw material cost and wages cost will be what? Same. What is going to be different? Overheads are going to be different. Overheads are going to be different because overheads are now classified under how many activities? In the question, overheads for this, it is classified under how many activities? Setup related, receiving related, then dispatch related, then machining related, like that. How many activities are there? So let us work out the cost. Let us work out the cost. Okay. First, what is the first one? Setup related. How will you work out setup related cost? What is the cost? 3,600 is the cost driver rate. 3,600 into how many setups for A? How many setups for A? How many setups for A? 10. 10 divided by how many units? A, how many units? 3,600 per setup into 10 divided by how many units are we? 20,000 units are we? This will give us cost per unit. This will give us which one? Cost per unit, 1.81. I repeat. What is the setup related cost driver rate? 3,600 into how many setups? 10 setups divided by 20,000 units will give us cost driver rate. Likewise, for the second one, போடும்போது என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? 3,600 into how many setups? 13 setups divided by how many units? 25,000 units. 13 divided by 25,000. How much? The other one. 3,600 into 3,600 into 3,600 into how many setups for the other one? 2 divided by how many units? 2,000 units. Why are you dividing with 2,000 units? To find out cost per unit. To find out which one? Cost per unit. This is setup related cost per unit. Okay. What is the next cost? Receiving related cost. Receiving related cost. How much we worked out? 1363.6 into how many receiving for the first one? 10 divided by 20,000. 10 receiving divided by 20,000. How much you get? Same way for the other. Into 10 divided by 25,000. 10 divided by 25,000. How much you get? Next, into 2 divided by 2,000. 2 receivings divided by 2,000. 2 divided by 2,000. 2 divided by how much? 2,000. How much you get? Okay. This is receiving related cost. What is the next one? Dispatch related cost. How much you get? 250 into 20 by 20,000. 250 into 20 by 20,000. Tell me. 0.025. Then next. What is the next one? 250 into 20 by 25,000. 0.2. 0.2. Next. 250 into 20 by 2,000. 2.5. 2.5 dispatch cost. What is the next one? Machining cost. Rendu method work out pannalam. Machine cost, listen, 0.5851, listen, 0.5851 into 20,000 அந்த மாதிரி போட்டுருக்கலாம். Otherwise, directly work out பண்ணலாம். How many machine hours per unit? Already machine hours given 2 hours into 0.5851. No need to divide and all. Already this machine hour is given per unit. Machine hour per unit is given. So 2 hours into 0.5851. How much you get? This into 2. Again, this 2 hours now. 2 hours into 0.5851. Same. The other one also. How many hours per unit? 1 hour or 2 hours? Mission hour. Check. Mission hours 2 da. Everything. Labor hours the 1. Mission hours paranga. Each has how many mission hours? 2 mission hours. So that will also be the same. Okay. Now work out the cost. Material cost plus wages cost plus overhead cost. This will be the cost per unit. This is the total cost as per which method? ABC system. What is the total cost as per ABC system? 18.092. Then same way, total this. Okay, this is your total cost under which method? ABC method. Now, selling price is given in the question. What is the selling price given in the question? Selling price, what is the selling price given? 20, 20, 20. Yeah. So, first one, profit or loss? Profit 20 minus this is also profit. This will be loss. Hello? This is in loss. Which product is in loss? C is in loss. Which is in profit? A and B are in profits. Now let us compare. If our company would have followed traditional method, which method? Traditional method, we would have come to a wrong conclusion. A is in loss, B is in very good profit, C is also in which profit? Very good profit. Necessarily we come to a conclusion. But really, based on the activity performed, which is in profit? A is in profit, B is also in profit, but what is in real loss? See, otherwise, if you take a decision, I started with management accounting, information for decision making. If you use traditional method, what decision you would have taken? Let us discontinue. Let us discontinue A and continue C the decision at the. But applying ABC method, what is the correct decision? If you want, you can continue which one? Discontinue which one? C, but A should be continued. A should be continued. Otherwise, this ABC system overrides using which system? ABC system, okay, assigns the cost in a proper way. Because we see setup related cost, receiving related cost, dispatch cost, machine cost, everything we take it and assign. So total cost per unit under ABC system is much superior, much proper, much allocated in a better way. It results in proper evaluation of product performance. It results in proper evaluation of which one? Product performance. It's a typical exam question. Otherwise, in future, whatever we are going to see will be based on this. Wait for it. Why are we working out per unit values? Why are we working out per unit values and not total values? Clearly instructed to us. Calculate cost and which one? Profit per unit, absorbing the overheads using which method? ABC approach like that. Total approach now we would have multiplied with total number of units, but here they asked you which one? Per unit approach. Maybe a minute recollection before we close for this question. Any doubt on this first one? Why are you dividing 67,000 hours? It is instructed to us. Absorbing all the overheads on the basis of what? Labor hours. We got 2.8358. Using that, we absorbed overheads. We got the cost. We compare the selling price and find out which one? The profit or loss. Then, if overheads are under ABC method, under which method? ABC method, we see the activities and number of activities and cost and work out which rate. Cost driver rate is nothing but activity rate. Activity cost rate nu solla. It is technically called as which one? Cost driver rate. Okay. Then material wages are same. Overheads alone, setup related, receiving related, dispatch related. Machining cost. See, we can do alternatively 0.5851 divided by total number of hours divided by total number of units. Otherwise, directly what we can take? 0.5851 into how many hours per unit? 2 hours per unit, 2 hours per unit, 2 hours per unit, we can take it. So this is under ABC system. We find which product, if at all, if you want to drop, which product should be dropped. See, this is the advantage of going for which method? ABC method. This will give you product performance properly. Wait for me. This is question number 3. Look at companies manufacturing 2 products, X and Y. Material they have given, labor they have given, overheads they have given. Okay, now they have given setting up cost, machine handling cost, inspection cost, all those things they have given. Then they would have assigned the cost. They would have assigned what? Cost and the money. So hereafter, what we are going to do is in activity-based costing, you will be given 2 methods. You will be given which one? 2 methods. Look at this question. Question number 6. Okay. Identify cost drivers for each mentioned above. The questions will be based on compute the cost using activity-based costing system. Computing costing using which system? Total labor cost system. Then what is better? Which one is superior to the other? Like that, the questions are. The full chapter is based on what? The questions like this only, which we are going to see in the next class. We'll stop with this for today. Okay. At the end of the day, what should have gone into your mind? Where we started. Traditional method now, one base. Divide once, multiply once over. Activity based costing now, divide many times, multiply many times. Yes. Okay. We divide based on the activity performed and work out the cost. Then we multiply depending upon the resources consumed and work out what? Cost per unit. Maybe 1 minute. I'll come back to this 1 minute. So any question paper for that matter, without activity-based costing system, this chapter is important for about 21 marks. 14 plus 7, how many marks? 21 marks, it is important. We'll see, we'll practice a lot of questions based on this so that you will get a better confidence. Maybe, sorry again, 1 minute, let me deviate. Providing ATM service, what is activity cost? 1 lakh divided by 2 lakh. 1 lakh divided by 2 lakh will give us this. Computer processing, 10 lakh divided by 25 lakh. Issuing statements, and the money they would have worked out. Then they would have worked out. Calculate rate for every activity. Calculate rate for every activity. Then calculate the cost of each product. Calculate the cost of each product. How will you work out the cost of each product? Simple. How much activity consumed by each product into the rate multiplied panna, you will get which one? Cost of each product. You can find any question based on activity based costing system like this only. You can find output for how many units are given? 5 products are given. They are given different activity cost. Then they would have asked you to work out, find out total overhead cost using activity based costing system after finding what? Activity wise overhead rate allocated for each product in the market. So once we, in the class, once we solve about 5 to 10 questions, then you will be comfortable in solving about any questions on the market. So ensure to bring calculators next time or next class so that it will be faster and better. Take up this and we'll stop for the day.